Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Teachings of Joseph. I'm Cindy Edison. So, how's everybody faring in early 2021? It is the 28th day of January. Lots going on, guys. We are experiencing the manifestation. Sorry, I'm adjusting my mic here. I know it's kind of weird. Okay, we're experiencing the manifestation of the contrast that we've been living for so long, and if it seems to be getting more and more intense, you are right. This has to do with the momentum that's been building as we've been moving through this dense vibration, and we are always moving forward, right? And as we move forward, we become more aware, hopefully. So as we move through the world of contrast, on our way vibrationally, we are moving toward the new earth. So we are this consciousness is splitting, right? This is the shift in consciousness where ultimately the loving vibration moves off on its own and the dense vibration stays in its own place. You know, that's a very simple way to put that. But this, we are experiencing the split, and that's why Joseph is calling the earth plane right now the choosing ground. It is our opportunity and our responsibility now to choose. If you've been following us for a while, you know that Joseph represents the new earth vibration and the vibration and perspective of the new human aspect who will live on the new earth. It'll be the new version of us, right? And that is that will manifest through the desire for more love and more joy in the collective human. The human collective right now is riddled in fear, and this vibration that we're moving into has no fear. And this is a state of consciousness we as the human aspect collective have never been privy to before. This is totally new vibrational territory. And one reason why Joseph named their first set of books for us, Allow Your Soul to Lead. They're telling us that everything we are moving into, as those of you who are awake and consciously living and consciously seeking more of who you are, it's different. You have to imagine that it would be like living without fear, without judgment, living without pain and lack and loneliness, and all the manifestations that those fearful vibrations create. It's tough to imagine, isn't it? I mean, if you think about everything that's not love would be categorized in this setting as fear-based. Everything that manifests in fear is a thought vibration, right? So because we've not experienced this kind of existence before, they're encouraging us to, as some would say, let go and allow the more expanded version of you, the non-physical aspect of you, who we refer to it as the soul. You know, I say that my soul is with the collective of Joseph, and your soul is with a collective. You know, it's part of the Godhead, if you will. And they're asking us to allow them to guide us forward as we move toward this uncharted territory for the human aspect. We don't know how to live without fear, you know. This is a big subject, so I'm gonna try to take this a piece at a time. It's a beautiful, exciting time to be alive. And yeah, it requires a shift in perspective right now, what we would call maybe a big shift. Those who don't know what's happening on the spiritual side or from the spiritual perspective are feeling this in ways they can't describe. They have no idea. And, you know, those of us who are kind of living consciously in the spiritual world and watching stuff, and we have experiences that are spiritually based, we find ourselves saying a lot of the time, when you're trying to describe an experience you had, you know, you say, and I've said so many times, there are no words. I can't describe it to you. You can't describe it because it is a spiritual, vibrational experience. The energies are seemingly right now fighting for space, as we move beyond the realm of fear and into the vibration of the new earth where there is relief. There is relief because it is who we really are. This is what alignment feels like. Total relief. There's knowing, there's trusting. It's total relief. It's like if you just exhaled for 20 minutes. So this movement forward, as many of you have heard us harping on from time to time, is a shift in perspective. That is at the base of this whole thing. A shift so complete that it will shift us from one world to another, literally. This shift is shifting us from teachings, beliefs, and understandings of the third dimension of contrast to the fifth dimension of pure love. And for us, my friends, it is monumental. From a human perspective, from the human aspect perspective, this shift is monumental. A couple days ago, Josef asked me to begin teaching about their 7 steps to self-discovery and healing. We wrote this book. They're found in book 2 of the Allow Your Soul to Lead series. And when we wrote this book, it was late 2000. No, it actually came in January of 2018, I think. 2 weeks apart they came. And so to get started here, I'm going to read the healing section for you so you'll have the foundation with which these steps were created, from where they come. So it's like the perspective of the steps. This is their reasoning, if you want, their side of the story, let's say. And all of this comes from your soul's perspective. So let me do that now. So I'm going to read through this, and I will try to go slow. And bear with me because I have not read this since I wrote it. So this is going to be interesting. Okay. Here we go. This chapter is called The Steps to Healing, and this will lead us to the 7 steps to self-discovery and healing. Okay, here we go. Although there are many types of healing and many desires for different types of healing, including physical and emotional, there is one source of all pain, whether physical or emotional, and that is skewed vibrational alignment. When any aspect, namely the human aspect and or the ego aspect, as the focus on this volume, is out of alignment with the soul aspect, there is discord in the body, which includes the mind of the human. This is the cause of all ailment. This is the cause of addiction, as some would deem it the root cause. It is where it begins, and soon the manifestation occurs, either mentally or physically, or both. Until the aspect is brought into alignment and out of the fear-based vibration, the manifestations will continue in some form or another. Specifically, where addiction is concerned, up until this point in time, there has been a 12-step program that was put into place in your year of 1939. It has helped many, and it has failed many, because each individual has a different vibrational makeup, and although some would prefer all programs to work the same for all those who embark, you are individuals who could not be more different vibrationally one from the other. When a consensus is taken, the majority of those who agree with whatever is on the dominant side win. Unfortunately for the others who may disagree, for whatever reason, they are deemed losers in the polls. In other words, they are those who don't, quote, fit in. The collective consciousness of your planet, up until this point in time, has been one of fear-based beliefs and rituals. From organized religions to atheism, the collective, generally speaking, is more apt to agree with those who appear to know more or speak more loudly, so the bandwagon is built and many jump on as it carries the crowd to the town square, so to speak, and from that crowd, groups are formed, and the like-minded thought is the dominant vibration, regardless of what the thinking is. Consequently, anyone who bucks the system is labeled troublemaker or weird or oddball out. However, those who stand outside the crowd and do their own thing are those who usually bring innovation and healing to the crowds who are judging others and building courthouses and jails for all those who don't agree with them. Now, we are not advocating the breaking of your laws, for your system is built on laws and structures that you believed were necessary. However, this necessity, too, stems from skewed alignment and fear. It is the individual who must first come to understand and discover who they really are, and from that alignment, others will follow. But this following is a vibrational leading. It's a choice, and it is set by example, not by words. It is a vibrational agreement, you see, because like attracts like, and universal law of vibrational attraction never fails. If you were to look within your groups of those who claim to agree, you would find many who would justify their agreement by adding their individual thoughts and beliefs and making the agreement their own, but usually in their own mind, for if they were to speak their own thinking into their group, they would be, in some cases, banned and bullied simply for thinking differently than the others. So they sit quietly and stew, out of alignment with who they really are, just to be outwardly accepted by others. It is through this desire for outside acceptance that the manifestation of their misalignment begins, and the momentum starts, poised in the opposite direction from the soul's alignment. It is in this illusion of separation that the human aspect creates the discord that leads to illness through the path of least resistance. The result is mental anguish and physical ailment, and we say unless and until the vibration is aligned back with its source, the manifestations will continue to expose the misalignment of vibration. The current vibration of your planet, as we have previously noted, is at a level now more expansive than ever before, because the momentum that has been set in motion, where the human aspect is given the opportunity to choose a higher vibrationally based discovery of themselves. It is at a place where healing is available to all through their own power, and this power is in the knowing of who they really are. That is to say, the power that has not always been within you. However, because of the expansive nature of your current collective vibration and the desire set forth by the masses, it is more available to those who are seeking. Your planet is in a healing mode, if you will. It is availing itself to its inhabitants, and as your planet is in the process of healing itself, the human population is afforded that healing energy in much larger doses than ever before. As your planet continues to expand its own vibration of love, the energy, the vibration of that expansion is more readily available as we do. Is more readily available as we said. You too are in the healing mode as well, which is the reason and the purpose for this text. This is a healing series that is being brought into your energetic field for one purpose, and that is to offer an alternative way to heal yourself, therefore healing others along the way. As each heals, all heal, and the collective consciousness of your world simultaneously lifts itself ultimately above the denseness of the third dimension. You are lifting yourselves out of the dark, so to speak. As you continue to move and build that momentum, the healing that is necessary is desired in many areas of your population. It spans from hunger to poverty to addiction to loneliness and to your view of death on your planet. All these ailments are manifestations of the vibration of fear and the illusion of separation from your source. We use the word illusion because you can never can you be separate from your source, you see. But this lie has resulted in what you are living today. It is a lie that has run rampant throughout your history, and it has condescendingly slapped humanity in the face. Our partner is cringing a bit with the use of this analogy. However, from our perspective, your soul's perspective, it is, in a word, lunacy. As you are recognizing and will recognize more and more as we move forward, we are not shy with our use of your language, and we are direct. There is not time for dilly-dallying anymore, for the time is upon us now. We are offering our human friends a different perspective with which to see their own light, and as this one light, your light, is shining, other lights will follow. Now is the opportunity to shine. We suggest you engage and seek to understand yourself and to discover who you truly are. This is the current flow of your world at a higher level of vibration. It is a level available to all who seek, but you must seek it for yourselves. We are introducing now our version of the 12 steps to recovery. It is the version put forth by your soul's perspective. It is the perspective of God, if you prefer that term, and it is the perspective of the all that is. It is grounded in self-responsibility, self-love, and choice. It is for the individual and for the group. It is contingent on nothing outside of itself and is meant to assist in the healing of your world at its current and ever-expanding vibrational pattern. Our partner would like to include this quote at this time, and we agree that it is fitting. Quote, "Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there." And that is a quote by Will Rogers. We like this thought, and we think it demonstrates what we are saying here. Everything is evolving. The universal vibration is never resting, for it is in constant motion forward. As the vibration of your planet increases and expands, it goes further, meaning the momentum increases as the boulder rolling downhill. Now is the opportunity to release your oars, so to speak, and go with the flow. Following are what we are offering as the evolved version of your 12-step recovery program. However, our steps are meant to include all those in need of healing of any kind, not only addiction. These steps are based on universal laws with which you fit whether you recognize it or not. However, once you recognize and acknowledge your place in the universe and how you fit in, which is the recognition of who you really are, your journey is an enjoyable experience chosen consciously and joyfully, and it is experienced in abundance until it overflows. So that is the kind of preview to where these 7 steps come from. This is the foundation for these steps. So as we go through keep that in mind, that this is the perspective with which these are written by Joseph. Okay, let's start with step number 1. And of course, these are called the 7 steps of self-discovery and healing. So number 1 says, "I am the creator of my own reality, and the higher power I seek is within me." So when we were writing this section of this book, Joseph likened them, of course, as you heard, to the 12-step program. I had never read that. So after they wrote these, I looked them up to check out what we were writing about. And I see that From 1939 to now, it's over 80 years, you guys, and they have never been updated for the new us, right? We have the human collective has evolved by leaps and bounds in the past 80 years. I mean, look what's happened. Look at the technology. Just in our lifetime, let's see, I'm in my 50s, my late 50s. So look what's happened in our lifetime. So much stuff. It's been unbelievable. And you can see the momentum, right, building. So, of course, we would eventually move into a new vibration. So, this first step begins with the responsibility, right? They hit it hard. They say, look, you're responsible. It says, I am the creator of my own reality. We are creators at the very core of our being. We create every moment. Seth began teaching this in my circle. You know, Joseph is the evolved vibration of Seth and Abraham. And if you have followed them and have been following us, you can see the evolution of this beautiful message, moving us constantly and consistently toward this new earth vibration. So here comes Joseph. And so they're laying out in 7 steps their version. And they're not talking, as you heard, they are not directing this only at addiction. They said to me a few weeks ago that they said, our collective, human collective, is addicted to fear. Think about that. And then, that's on the outskirts of 2020, where people are just they're riddled with fear. So much going on right now. And this is, again, the physical manifestation. Look at this thing with a bird's eye, from the bird's eye view. Look at the earth from the bird's. Look at our country, if you're in the States, from a bird's eye view. Look at everything. It's really global. I get that. Everything is affecting everything, and every country is going through the same evolution. It's playing out in the of course, in the political arena, and look at how that has just spread, how everything is interconnected, and it is time to choose. So, I am the creator of my own reality. You manifestors out there know that every single physical manifestation first is non-physical, right? So the new earth and the new human aspect are both complete in their non-physical form. And so now Joseph, the group of Joseph, and many, many others are coaxing us. They're teaching us how to move forward so we can take on and accommodate the perspective of this new vibration. We have got to see things differently. So you heard what they said. They said that the perspectives, the beliefs, and the understandings that have been conjured and taught, of course, in the third dimension, were conjured in the third dimension of contrast. So a lot of them most of them are built from an out of alignment position. So they manifest an out of alignment situation or circumstance. So there is no fear in the vibration we're moving into. So that means we have to see things differently, and that begins with ourselves. So we are from this place of alignment, which is where all of these are written from. There is knowing that we are creators. We are creators, and we create vibrationally. And everything we create is non-physical first, right? This is the space that Esther refers to as the vortex. We call it alignment. Well, Esther teaches alignment too, of course, but they have given you this visual of a vortex, where, like a place where everything is being held. And the only thing we need to do to get to it is to be in alignment, right? So we are encouraging creation from the space of alignment. That way, you can always know, you have that knowing that everything that is created from the space of alignment is also in alignment. So the third dimension, there's so much contrast that we are creating. I'm going to speak generally, of course. from the space that is out of alignment. That's why there's so much chaos. Because when you create from a space, from an out of alignment position, you create a pathway toward your manifestation, and you're choosing thoughts that match the out of alignment thinking, which manifests in an out of alignment situation. All of the fearful emotions, right? Love, I'm sorry. Wow. I can't get away. Isn't that good? I can't get away from it. That's wonderful. Everything that's out of alignment, judgment, anger, jealousy. Oh my God, pick one, everything. And everything that we don't like, that we live, is a manifestation of one of those vibrations, right? If your life is messed up and you're unhappy and lonely and all of those things, this is a vibrational manifestation. How do you change it? You shift your vibration. So we are moving from a fearful dimension into a loving dimension. So everything is different. Everything. So we know how we create our own reality. Those of you who are familiar with me and us, you got here by way of probably Abraham or Seth, which is a wonderful thing. So you have a background in this already. So it's a responsibility. You are declaring, I am the creator of my own reality. You're taking responsibility for your life, for your experience, for your physical experience. And then they go on to say, and the higher power I seek is within me. When I went back and read the 12 steps, I see there is a handing off of responsibility. Now, I respect the 12 steps. I know they have saved people's lives, and for that I applaud them. They need to be updated because we are moving into a vibration where we are self-sufficient on the responsibility side. We have got to begin to take responsibility, because when you blame something on someone else, doesn't matter what it is, the blaming vibration is out of alignment. That's why you feel like shit. When you're in that mode, when you're angry, when you're blaming, when you're saying, it's your fault, I feel like this. That's out of alignment. It's nobody's fault but your own that you feel the way you do. And the love side is the same thing. The process is the same. It's your choice. It is all your choice. So shift your perspective, and your experience, your emotional experience and your physical experience will shift too. Your outside reality, or what you live, what you experience in the physical realm, is exactly what you have ordered up from the universe. If you are hanging out over there out of alignment, you are manifesting and living the experience of it. As if you are hanging out in alignment, you are joyful and happy. And I'm saying most of the time, if you focus on your vibration and focus and intend to spend as much time in alignment as you can, you will live a happier life. You have to. That's how it manifests. It cannot manifest a shitty life. Just like you can't manifest a loving experience from an out of alignment position. You can't. So the first thing is understanding your power. Your power. So when they say the higher power I seek is within me, you can go right over to the Bible. Jesus told us that in Luke, I think it was Luke 17 or Luke 17:20 or Luke 20:17, one of those. I think it's 17. And if you read that, Jesus says, the kingdom of God is within you. That's what he's talking about. The kingdom of God is the God consciousness, and it is within all of us. It is within every single universal speck, the kingdom of God. Remember, it's the pumpkin pie analogy. If you've heard us, I picked the pumpkin pie because it looks to be, it's the same color pretty much when you look at it, but look at all the ingredients in there. And if you picture the whole pumpkin pie as God, now I'm going to get off the pumpkin pie for a second. When we say God, we define that, if you can have a definition. Our definition of God is the collective soul. Okay? So my Josef, my expanded version, your higher self, is the God of us and the God of all. You see that? That's the oneness. That's where we're all connected. So when we say God, that's what we're talking about. So the pumpkin pie, the entire pumpkin pie represents God. If you sliver that off to me or you, take a little sliver of that universe, right? It tastes exactly the same. Every single ingredient that is in the entire pie is in that sliver. And the power that the entire pie has is the power that the sliver has. So this is what they are telling us right off the bat. You create your own reality and you are your higher power. You get that? You are your higher power. Now, when people started coming out and saying, we are all God, got a lot of shit for it because that's not what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches you bow down to God. And we say, we are God and we bow to all of us. I was watching an Abraham one time and I loved this. The question up on stage was, let me see if I can get this right, was, do you consider Jesus the Son of God? And Abraham's brilliant answer was, only if I can consider you that too. They're telling us that we are as important, in human terms, we are as important as our higher self. We are at different vibrational levels, different expansive vastness, and it's all of our choosing. And this is evolution laid out. Now, when Joseph first told me who they were, the evolved consciousness, they started with Seth and they showed me, the banners, right? When they showed me where we fit in, I got the prop plane in the visual. And the first banner behind it said Seth. The second banner said Abraham, and the third banner was blank. And they said, that's us. Now, the reason that they told us that was so you could have a visual of the evolutionary process, right? Because they are showing us by exempling for us who they are, who we are. And we are the current human aspect of our prior human aspects. We've lived many, many lives, right? And the human aspect of the soul has evolved physically through all of those lives. So they want us now to move into a new understanding of who we really are. So it lets, that first statement, the first step, I am the creator of my own reality, and the higher power I seek is within me, is full load responsibility from here on out. From here on out. Wow. So that's it. We're only going to do the first step today because I didn't, I don't want to make these too long. Oh, we're good. About a half hour. Okay, that's good. Anyway, so I'm going to take these one step at a time. And, if they're easier to explain, it's going to be great for me to read them. I'm staring at them now, but I'm trying not to read them because I want to read them along with you. Again, I haven't read them in, a couple of years. So that's really nice. 3 years. Wow. 3 years. Wow. Almost to the date. Interesting. Anyway, you guys, thanks for listening. Love you guys. Hop on board. We are all in this together, right? We are encouraging the human collective to all move forward at the same time. This is a collective movement. This is a revolution. We are moving forward into love. The contrast is showing itself. It's time to choose. Pick a side and you will manifest whatever you choose. There is no judgment, remember? Because ultimately all will evolve because evolution never stops. And Joseph said to me one time, I was asking them, when, like we all do. And they said, Cindy, relax. Your time frame is eternity. So this is a wonderful time. We all chose to be here at this time specifically. And if you are listening to this and following Joseph, you are a teacher powerful teacher. So they want you involved, evidently. If it resonates with you, that's why you're here. So follow us on Instagram. In fact, these 7 steps, I post them from time to time on my Instagram page. So check us out there at the Teachings of Joseph. Go to my page and you can scroll through all, and there's a couple thousand in there, guys. Or you can go to the website at theteachingsofjoseph.com and scroll all the way down on the homepage, and you will see all of the quotes there too. They're daily quotes. Every time I post on Instagram, it flips over there. If you have questions, you can email me at info@theteachingsofjoseph.com. Again, we are all in this together, and hop on board this plane of consciousness as we set sail for the new earth vibration. Welcome aboard.